I found out. By the way, I go to ReZero. The first fucking thing I see is a 5-star rating review. I'm gonna fucking be.
Oh yeah, dude.
All
All right, read it.
ReZero truly wanted to be something. It shoots for the stars, it tries new things, and throws the character through so much torture and misery that the fantasy world that they are living in resembles more hell. They boil in this hell, fumed with anger and regret. Any sort of happiness they find fading almost immediately to nothing. But ReZero isn't something. It reaches for its dear, dear life, but remains in the end wholly remarkable shonen fare, interested more in shocking the viewer with gore and theatrics than in genuinely telling a meaningful story. And then there's a bunch there, but there's like a bunch after that. But that's like their
So they're
summary.
saying that it had a good premise, but it just fucking
It just
fell
fell
into
flat.
mediocrity.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Also, they did the one guy we knew where they mentioned Steins Gate in comparison to it, but I've never seen Steins Gate.
Wait, what
So
did they say about it? Wait, read it real quick.
I have seen many people compare ReZero to Steins Gates in the months end airing. This is a great disservice to Steins Gate, where Steins Gate spent nearly half his runtime developing the setting of his character, for asking the audience to empathize with and feel for them. ReZero does so immediately and does never ask for consent. It never develops a setting in any meaningful way. About all you know for the duration of the story is that it's the generic fantasy land where people hate witches and bad things happen all the time. I completely disagree with that. Holy shit.
Okay, that's actually incoherent.
That's
Because first of all, the world of Steins Gate is just like like just fucking normal life basically. It's not a fantasy world, right?
right.
Well, I guess
As less to establish.
yeah, yeah. That and also if you want like a story more about characters, like Steins Gate was a pure fucking character study, right? I mean, so is ReZero. You're gonna have to cut that world building shit a little bit.
I'm reading
You can't
more.
just fucking throw too much. And
I'm
ReZero already has a lot.
I'm reading this
I don't
section
know,
and
dude.
this is literally incoherent. Okay. If there was any consequence to these events of super people dying and such, it is immediately brought to nothing by the show's contrived gimmick of rebirth and time travel. It doesn't really matter if someone dies, the time will conveniently bend backwards for Super 6, never to the beginning and always to the last major event story. There's no
Yeah,
cost
that's
and no
stupid.
meaning to anything that happens. Super's mistakes are
That is
immediately
nonsense.
erased upon rebirth. He is the god of his story and the world is his playground. I fucking completely disagree with this fucking contrived bullshit of a fucking explanation. Dude, literally one of the most brutal things is that, like, it fucks with his head. Like, how would he mean there's no fucking consequences to his actions? And, like...
Yeah, that's the main point of the story.
I
Like, what?
huh?
Literally,
3,877 people found this
there's like,
helpful. This review.
wasn't there the whole one entire episode where Subaru couldn't even talk? He was
Yeah, he
literally
was literally in a like, huh? Yeah, he's the god of this world, but yet he fucking... Oh my god. Like, the whole point is that, like, even this power is so limited, like, in its own... Like, it's a very
also
simple power.
that he becomes like extremely obsessive about
Making sure
saving the
no one...
characters over
Yeah,
and
he
over
becomes
again
extremely obsessive in making sure that nobody dies.
to a point where where it's very selfish. So
What the
yeah,
fuck?
that's nonsense.
This is nonsense, dude. What the fuck is this review? Oh god, oh he shits on Amelia, hold up. Empty can easily be used to describe the character as well. Amelia, for example, is this as little more than a personification of the average anime fan's ideal woman, similar to many ways from Asuna from Sword Art Online, and lacks any meaningful characterization besides her occasionally getting upset at Subaru.
She's, I guess, kind of similar to Asuna in that sense, but at the same time, I mean, no, she kind of has her own thing going on. But it is kind of weird that she like. I still think it's funny that all these characters stick around Subaru when he's like a total asshole. Later on, it makes sense.
Listen, bro, I stick
Because like
around you,
they've
you
just
feel
been
me?
around
Or,
him.
like, you know, I stick around you, buddy.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, that's because you have Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
do.
the difference.
That's really what it is, dude. I get bullied. I get
Yeah.
fucking harassed. It's fucked up, man.
But I mean, later on, it makes sense. Yeah, because they've been through like so much, and especially in season 2. Like, I haven't seen much of season 2. But like, I don't know. They're the relationship between Amelia and Subaru seems pretty fucking genuine. So
Yeah, that seems to be an older review, so it doesn't go like season 2 wise. This is more of the critique of.
Oh no! One thing. Okay, we forgot. No. One thing we were doing when we did this the first time is that you would go on their profile to see what anime.
Oh,
like,
I
what
do
they
want to
rated
check.
other
I do
shows.
want to check that for that first guy. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me do that right now.
Okay, because a friend of ours, okay, was shitting on ReZero for like saying, "Oh, it's dull, it's boring, it explains some of the world that sucks." They were saying that, and they're into shows that do way more of that shit. So like, I don't accept those criticisms from those people.
This guy has a lot of shows on his list, like 190 days of anime. He's a fucking veteran over here.
Jesus.
Okay, his top
What are his
shows.
top?
Okay, these are a lot of obscure shows that I haven't seen. He has Made in Abyss as a fucking but like as a fucking 7, kind of upsetting. Neon Genesis Evangelion an 8. He's aggressive with his ratings.
Does he have any 9s or 10s?
His 9s and 10s are things I've never heard of. Like Touch is a 10. Fucking 3 Gatsu no Lion. Like I've never heard of these shows.
I've seen like the first couple episodes of that.
He has Love Live as a 9. I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah,
I think Eddie has.
His top
Looks
list
like ass, honestly.
is
What did he put Steins Gate at?
7.
What?
He's aggressive.
Oh, he's an idiot.
He's aggressive.
Nah, fuck him.
Okay, I got another Steins Gate comparison review. In essence, ReZero is a deconstruction of the fantasy stuck in a game genre, one that I've never been particularly a fan of. Our noble protagonist, Subaru, is magically transported to a mystical world where time travel is commonplace. The MC activates God mode and chicks all over his nether region. Sound familiar? I decided to start this series based on a friend's recommendation that it was like Steins Gate. I will tell you from personal experience that the biggest similarity between the two is the existence of a punctuation mark in their two titles. That or the fact that they're the same amount of episodes. For the remaining episodes, writers cater to the libidos of pathetic teenagers by combining the worst elements of Sword Online and other overpowered harem tiles and do a fantastic job evading any responsibility developing intelligent plotlines. Non-cohesive plot holes are disguised as psychological or edgy, and the main character whines continuously like a 3-year-old who lost his balloon.
I think also, like, you know how everyone keeps mentioning how much of a dick Subaru is, how like he has these chicks around him for no reason, even though he's like kind of an asshole.
I mean, you could also argue that like
play off of that. Well, they play off of that archetype.
I mean, I don't even necessarily agree with that critique fully. Amelia fucking leaves him for half the fucking show, for half the first season, and Rem fucking ditches him because he thinks he's actually not good. Like, he's not good enough to handle this on his own. She leaves him.
What I was gonna say is, like, I mean, they play off of that, so it's not just that thing, that, like, trope.
Right.
And also, obviously, later on, he matures a little bit more, and he goes through more fucking trauma. But yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, Amelia like bails out him, and he kind of fucking has to confront himself with like his behavior.
Okay.
Also, like when it comes to like the comparisons between ReZero and Steins Gate, the obsession of the main character to do something over and over again that psychologically fucks them is directly comparable.
Yeah.
I still think Steins Gate is like Steins Gate's like my top 3.
One important piece of television media that can make or break a viewer experience is the ability for us to relate to the facets of a character's personality or their cause for actions in the world. Unfortunately, Subaru exhibits none of these. Throughout ReZero's painstaking 25 episodes, he learns virtually nothing about his previous mistakes, and his actions toward other characters are unjustifiable or entirely belligerent.
Not even close.
He disrespects others in the world and thinks the best way to fix the blunder is to just rewind time again. If only it were that easy. I completely disagree with that entire section.
Yeah, no, not at all.
That is asinine. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I said, he keeps talking about that in the show. Like he's they keep hammering it over and over again that he's an asshole and like he needs to change certain things about himself, or his obsession.
I don't get this impression that everyone gets that like he just like ends up fucking scot fucking free like of his responsibilities. Like he gets humbled, dude. Like when he's doing the royal selection part, he gets entirely humbled by every other one of the candidates.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, he literally gets humbled by every single one of them.
The whole like that whole arc there was generic protag and normal fucking isekai would rush in there and save the day, right? But he fucks it all up, and then Amelia is like, yeah, that's when he breaks it off with him, right? When she breaks it off or like stops fucking talking to him.
Yeah.
Because he literally made the whole thing about himself.
Right. Like, and like he, like I don't get like that entire arc is hammering if anything that like hammers the point home that like he's like being entirely selfish. Like his motives are like he's only looking out for himself. Like there's this particular line where he's like where he's getting like interrogated by Cruce, and she's like, not once during your entire negotiation did you mention Amelia once.
Yeah, Yeah, literally. Okay, I don't know if I'm like now I'm just like conflating two fucking different reviews in my head. But how are they like simultaneously like the show hammers this too much,
Right.
and then also at the same time like this is just a generic protag who like has no consequences for his weird behavior.
Like, and also they're talking about how it's out of character for him to like help people out. Like, it's not entirely out of character. Like, a lot of like, honestly, he goes like above and beyond for a fucking Amelia to an extent where you could say like it's pretty in character for him to help other people. Like, I don't know.
Okay, because like with the whole sequence with his dad, like how it's hilarious that his dad was like literally just him like as immature.
Yeah.
But like you could like his dad obviously is like a nice person underneath all that,
Right.
and like but doesn't show it obviously. He like he like shields it with like fucking like just meme humor basically.
Right.
And I think that's also part of Subaru's arc
And like, I
too.
don't know if you could call it like super like during the mansion arc, he goes like above and beyond just to gain the approval of every like this is what I mean. Like when I think of like all these fucking negatives, like I can think of an example explicitly from the show that counteracts it. Like he's like trying to earn the approval of everyone in the mansion, pretty much. Like for that entire arc. Which
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Can you argue that that's like
the aim
some
you could
sort of like
argue
selfish
okay,
desire
you
or
could
some shit?
argue that because you could say that it was so he wouldn't die. Because he didn't know like who exactly in the mansion was doing the
Well,
thing.
no, because he also wants like to be validated because he feels like empty basically. He
Right.
feels like he has no purpose. He's not strong. He's weak. So he wants to feel like he can help
Yeah,
too.
he definitely has that motivation as well.
But that's that's
I,
that's pretty like opposite of like a dick who like doesn't give a fuck basically,
like
which is what a lot of these reviews are like coming out to like
right.
say
They're
he
saying
is.
like he's like here's the one. Here's like, yeah, he disrespects others in the world and thinks the best way to fix his blunder is just to rewind time again. Like there's obviously times where he could have just like oofed himself off, but there's reasons he doesn't do that. He doesn't just fucking rewind time whenever he wants to.
Dude, it's so funny with I feel like this is true with anime more than like any other fucking medium, where like the the opinions vary so much that two people can have like like similar shows that they all like, but then one show it's dog shit or it's like god tier.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Anyways, that wraps up the ReZero reviews for this episode. I'm going to be covering more reviews in the future. I enjoyed this format quite a bit. My friend enjoyed it quite a bit making it. So we're going to be doing more videos like this in the future, just sort of in between my reviews and everything like that. With that being said, hope you guys did enjoy this. Leave a like, subscribe, and share the video around if you did. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.